Hey, Flashback Monday, March 2015. We're closing in on the end. It's going to be so sad. If you could please hit the like and subscribe, I would so much appreciate it. I forget to ask, and no one does it, especially on the shorts. Please kick a like. I need lots of likes. I need lots of subscribers. Christmas? 1,000? Maybe? Tried this last year. We failed miserably. So anyways, we always go through this book. We check all the sections. And for some reason, I don't know why. I'll have to double check it. We start with Regency. We work our way through inspirational, contemporary romance, suspense, sci-fi, paranormal, some Harlequin. Every once in a while, we'll do an ebook. We work our way through all the genres. We always start with Regency. And I have been promising myself that I would get a little more organized. And I never get organized. So, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Samantha Chase. Sabrina Jeffries. Naked guy on the cover. I need a good if then. I need chasing the dream. So sexy on screen. Seeing visions. I think we talked about this book in February. Jewelry says it all for Victorian. Alright, here we are. Regency. Isabel Bradford. Right there. Let me see if I can. This just doesn't feel right. I'm trying to avoid the. Okay. Sinful Deception, Isabel Bradford, 4.5 stars. With blend of romance and poignancy, this book is not to be missed. A typical plot and unconventional characters are juxtaposed against a staid backdrop. And even when the play of emotions seems overdone, watching the plot twist create a love story that resonates is uplifting and joyous. 10 years ago, Serena Palmer was rescued and brought from India to England. As the sole surviving member of her immediate family, the granddaughter of the Marquis of Alwyn is heiress to a fortune, making her a much sought-after woman. Enthralled by the exotic and fluent in Hindi, Lord Geoffrey Fitzroy could almost believe it is his fate that draws him to Serena. Their slowly evolving relationship and eventual marriage is based on the fire of a deep passion and a love so strong it can overcome anything. Aww. That I had. Alright. If you're in this pile, show yourself. There you are. I went out of order. His wicked reputation. Naked guy on the cover. Madeline Hunter, 4.5 stars. Hunter combines desire with mystery and sensuality with adventure, bringing readers the kind of romance that makes their heart soar. Eva Russell lives a quiet life. She gives little thought to herself, concentrating on seeing her sister married. Then Gareth Fitzallen arrives, and she finds herself longing for love. Gareth has inherited property in Langdon's End and is determined to restore the house. While investigating an art theft, he has a reputation as a rake. It is plain, quiet Eva who piques his curiosity. She is a challenge that ignites his passion. Interesting. Susanna Ives. Where'd you go? Wicked, my love. Naked guy on the cover. 4.5 stars. Wicked Little Secrets are Ives' forte, but it is laugh out loud humor and slapstick comedy that will have readers crying with joy. Since childhood, Lord Randall and Isabella St. Vincent have been at each other's throats, but now they're forced to be partners in their family's bank. When a handsome man dupes Isabella, the scandal could ruin the bank and destroy Randall's career and Isabella's chance for love. And as they work together, they can't fight their attraction. You can see that coming. Ah. Catherine Ashe. I loved a rogue. The corner lady there in yellow. Ah, 4.5 stars. This ideal conclusion to the Prince Catcher series. Ashe delights with some wonderful surprises and a heated romance. After her father's wedding, Eleanor Caulfield decides it is time to uncover the truth about her family's heritage. Taliesin will be the one to escort her on a journey. It is no accident that Taliesin has returned after 11 years. The two were once in love, and when he left, he broke Eleanor's heart. But he wanted her then, and he still wants her now. Well, then they gotta get past all that "you left me" situation, right? Mad, Bad, and Dangerous in Plaid. 4 stars. While not a typical page turner, Enoch does an excellent job of building sexual tension between an intelligent, high-spirited Skylar Lash and a more mature Viscount. At 18, Ravona McQuarrie decides she's over the childhood infatuation with Lachlan McTeer and wants a season in London. She returns with an entourage of men hoping to win her heart. To sort out her suitors and help Rowena find a husband, her brother hosts a Highland Games tournament. Lachlan is only too aware of the beautiful woman Rowena has become and is determined to win her hand in marriage. Aww. And if you are not watching my Saturday videos, watch my Saturday videos. We are doing the Sinsters, and this book will be coming up. Nowhere to go. Oh, there it is. I made a point of going upstairs and getting it. It's better be in this pile. We start with the Sinsters. The Devil, Rafe, Vane, excuse me, Gabrielle, Lucifer, Devil, Vane, Scandal, Gabrielle, Lucifer, and then the two girls, Amanda and Amelia. And then we go into the uh, Fashion Club. Then we do the Black Cobra. Then we do the Adventurers. And then we continue on with some more Sinsters. Um, The Tempting of Thomas Carrick. Stephanie Lawrence, 4 stars. Lucia believes she is destined to marry her true love, Thomas Carrick, if he ever comes home. Thomas has built a business empire in Glasgow and has no intention of returning until his uncle gets sick and is unable to care for the clan. Though he has gone, not a moment has passed that he hasn't thought of Lucilia. But if he marries her, he will have to forfeit his dreams and embrace life as a laird. Yeah, well, that's your responsibility, isn't it? To take care of your estate and your peeps. Hmm? Hmm? It is, isn't it? Isn't it? What is... Oh, I remember what that was. Okay. I think... Oh, no, two more. Two more in the Regency section. I had a whole bunch of this lady's books, and then this is one of hers too. I gave them up, and now I'm on a hunt to get them all back. So I'm getting them back very slowly when they show up. It may take several years to get them all back, if ever, because some of the ones I had were really early editions of her books, and they don't come up too often. Maybe they'll show up in an unboxing one day. I doubt it though. We've got The Betting Proposal, 4 stars. Warren twists an unremarkable and oft-used trope in a story readers can sink their teeth into. A wager, a woman recovering from abusive relationship, a reformed rake, and the requisite happily ever after. When seeking a new companion, Lord Leo Byron decides Lady Thalia Lennox is perfect. However, the lady isn't interested. Since her scandalous divorce, Thalia needs no more notoriety, but Leo's charm and persistence slowly wear her down, her resolve. When Leo helps her reclaim a trinket box, she's compelled to offer him 2 weeks of her time. Those 2 weeks lead to a tumultuous fat and tumultuous love. Will it lead to marriage? We shall have to see. Lord, the lighting is horrible. That's just 2 things. Now that we've got the audio sort of kind of fixed. If you remember last year, September, any videos in the end of August, September, the video, the audio was just, it was just garbled. I still haven't figured out how to fix the lighting. Not a clue how to fix the lighting. Alright. One of my gal pals here, my, Leaf Sonata, Trudy, Selena, and Z-Book. One of you guys, I forget which one, don't kill me, was talking about this the other day. Not this book, but this type of book. So, not this book. Where'd it go? Well, it was here a minute ago. Who knew I owned so many books? Nope, that's not her either. Ah, there it is. So, one of y'all mentioned that y'all like historical, and I was just talking to a lady yesterday in the shop. she's historical too, and I was trying to get her to read Beatrice Mall, Sky O'Malley. If you haven't seen my Sky O'Malley, go watch those videos. And who was the other one? Oh, Outlander. She had Outlander. There was another one. Oh, Fiona. We just finished Fiona the other day. So, I was talking to her about those. But she said she was still working through the 1860s, which I don't consider Regency. To me, Regency is a little closer to 1800. But she was working her way back, and she wasn't ready to go back that far yet. She was still working her way through Michener's books and John Jake's books. We talk about them in an If Then. So we have Mrs. Grant and Madame Jewel. Jennifer Shivani, 4.5 stars. Oh, and this is Civil War. Speak of the devil. Oh, what is this doing? Little is written about Julia Dent Grant. Though her husband was well known, this book features romance, the conflict of war, and the complicated relationship of slaves had with their masters. The battles are described in detail, but they do not overwhelm. Julia is in love with Ulysses Grant and wants to be his wife, despite the fact that her family owned slaves and Grant is from an abolitionist family. Julia knows they're meant to be together. Jewel is Julia's slave and knows her place, but yearns to be free. When Emancipation Proclamation is declared, Jules claims her freedom and becomes a businesswoman. During the Grant's White House years, the woman's paths continue to cross. Okay, well, that's different. I didn't expect it to be that, but it was different. I was not. I really didn't. I just was looking for something historical, and I just grabbed that off the shelf. So I really didn't know what it was about till I just read it. So that was interesting. So we have finished Regency, and we are moving on to mainstream fiction. And let's see. We've got our peeps right here. They've had more and more pictures the last couple of issues. So let's just work off the pictures. It's easier than... and they're top picks, too. Let's see. Senseless Acts of Beauty. That's the one in the middle with the flowers. Lisa Verge Higgins, 4.5 stars. Higgins' genius shows in her second Pine Lake novel, a poignant page-turning tearjerker about family, friendship, and forgiveness. I don't like books that make me cry. I just don't want it. And if you watch, I'm going on a time travel binge, and those will air in a couple weeks. I went off on this author. I was reading this book, and it made me so angry. My soap opera currently is pissing me off too. My soap opera is making me very angry, and I hate that. I get involved in my books, and they get in my head, and then I sleep and have nightmares about them. Or I guess it's better than worrying about real life. But anyway. 3 different yet linked people inhabit a dilapidated upstate New York resort camp. Riley Cross, camp owner with problems galore, has agreed to harbor a runaway looking for her birth mother. Because Riley is adopted too, Sadie Tischler, who wants to belong, has followed the only lead she has to her oranges, a faded Camp Quenback towel, and Tess Hendrick, who was forced by grievance circumstances to give up her baby 15 years ago, a daughter she kept tabs on. She has been led back to the tragic beginnings at Pine Lake. Dog Crazy, Meg Donahue. That's the one on the end there. 4.5 stars. Donahue has written a delightful tale with heart-wrenching emotions, entertaining hijinks, and a well-deserved happy ending. Well, it better be if you're going to make me cry. 3 months ago, Philadelphian Maggie Brennan set up shop as a pet bereavement counselor in a San Francisco apartment that became her secret prison after her own beloved dog died. Aww. When concerned entrepreneur begs the now graphic Maggie to help his troubled teenage sister come to terms with the death of her runaway dog, Maggie must overcome her own crippling grief. The Girls of Mischief Bay, Susan Mallory. Mallory's series debut is an emotional lesson in triumphs and tragedies told in her iconic, eloquent style. She breathes life into three genuinely unforgettable stars and crucial co-stars. The three unlikely friends learn life's highs and lows are easier when shared. 31-year-old Nicole Lord, an exercise studio owner, wants her marriage fixed. It is even possible when her husband chases his dream of screenwriting while forgetting he's a husband and father. 40-year-old Shannon Rigg is proud of her career. Unfortunately, it's a relationship killer. She'd still love to have it all and hasn't given up finding the love. 50-year-old Pam Eilad's in a rut, yet she's got grandkids and a loving husband, but the spark is missing from her marriage. Let's do this middle one. Bookseller. Swanson's debut novel, 4.5 stars. Cynthia Swanson. Is slightly mysterious and thoroughly engrossing. If one of these books will stay that way with the reader long after it's complete. Kitty Miller owns a bookshop in 1962 Denver with her best friend Frida. As a single woman, she enjoys her independence but wonders what her life would be like if she were married. When Kitty goes to sleep, she wakes up in another world, one where she still goes by Catherine, is married to Lars, and has children. As Kitty struggles, wanting to live in her dream world yet yearning for freedom of her other life, she must figure out which one is real. Okay. Alright, let's move on to teen. I just Vanishing Girls, 4.5 stars. Sophisticated and razor-sharp Vanishing Girls showcases Oliver's at her finest true triumph. Of all the author's signature trademarks and vivid characterization, careful dialogue, and expert plotting are present and more deft than ever. Nick and Dara's bond hasn't been the same since the terrible accident that changed both sisters' lives. When Dara goes missing on her birthday, Nick sets out to unwind her sister's secrets and confront the truth of what really happened the night of the accident. Alright, and the other one is Bone Gap. Laura Ruby, 4.5 stars. Magical realism is beloved subgenre, often difficult to pull off. Ruby's latest excels at combining the everyday with the mystical, pulling you in and letting go with a final fantastical conclusion. Bone Gap is the type of town where everyone knows everyone and has for all time, or something close to that. Anyway, when Raz appears, she wins everyone over, including Finn and his brothers. But when she disappears, and Finn can't describe the man who took her, they eventually shrug on and move, except for Finn. Alright. Something wrong there. Alright. Inspirational. Let's see. Let's see. Just put these down here. Well, it was here. Ah, you know, where is the book you're always looking for? Tell me, where is the book you are always looking for? At the bottom of the pile! Miss You Andrews, 4.5 stars. An exquisite novel written with the perspective of Egyptian history and the desire to find El Shadi. Andrews has realistically recreated the era of King Tut. Although there is little doubt that the Pharaoh's daughter had compassion when adopting Moses and rearing him to be her own, there is speculation of the cruel deaths that the others in the king court would stoop to in order to create fear. Anipe and her sister were opposites. The tension between the two and how they raised Moses and kept the godly secret of identity is a source of deep heartache and mistrust between the two. Anipe was determined to put a safety net around Moses, or May as he was renamed, a secret only among those slaves who surrounded Anipe would keep her from losing her life, but will it keep Moses safe? I have to see. And after a fashion, Genturo. 4.5 stars. Extremely fast paced and humorous, Torreno's latest will please old fans and should make some new ones. Harriet Peabody works in a millinery shop, hoping to someday sell the gowns she remakes to others. Oliver Addleshore is wealthy and needs a wife to complete his business image. When Oliver's potential fiancé flees off the handle and causes Harriet to lose her job, Oliver proposes a business deal for Harriet to pose as his fiancé to help his image. And I bet it turns to love. The outlaw takes a bride. The outlaw takes a bride. Susan Page Davis. 4.5 stars. An avid inspirational readers who enjoy a good Western story will find themselves reading into the night with this one. Told from the point of view of both the hero and heroine, the narrative features a slow-building, tender romance. Johnny Painter flees Denver because he's been told that he's going to hang for murder that he didn't commit. He travels with a companion to his brother's house but finds his brother dead from a recent outlaw attack. To make matters worse for Johnny, his deceased brother has a mail order bride about to arrive by train. Expecting to be married to his brother that day, things go from worse to downright disastrous when the ostensible bride Sally turns out to be pretty enough to stop a locomotive in its tracks. And Johnny's already pretending to be his brother, so you know what happens there. Anna's Crossing. Miss Fisher. When it's the whole page. You gotta do it. Four stars. Anna and Burns' sweet romance will satisfy readers with an interest in the Amish history, as Fisher offers a look at inhumane suffering they endured in their search for religious freedom. People still buy her books today. People still come and look for her books. While Anna is afraid to leave Germany and sail to America, she is obedient to the will of the minister and knows that her understanding of English makes her a necessary addition to the group of friends and neighbors who accompany her. The horrors of weeks at sea in crowded, filthy conditions become dangerously clear, as do Anna's inexplicable feelings for the ship's carpenter. Aww. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. The Decision. Wanda Brewster. 4 stars. The first book in a new contemporary series has amazing characters who are kind and willing to help those they love any way they can. Elaine Schrock promised to take care of her grandmother for however long she was needed. Her grandmother has periods of forgetting names and dates, and Elaine is concerned there is a much bigger problem and wonders if this is more than she can handle on her own. Jonah Miller has found a new purpose in life and is leaning to move forward after heartbreak. When he meets Elaine, he is willing to take a chance on love for a second time. Elaine wonders if Jonah will help care for her ailing grandmother, or if he would resent starting off the relationship with such problems. See what happens there. And alright. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. Very teensy weensy book. Very, very teensy weensy. Teensy weensy. I almost didn't see it. Our Heart's Disguise. Colleen Cobble. Teensy weensy. The first in Scobble's novella series. Oh, I like when they publish novellas. I like, because sometimes they're only ebooks, and you're like, what is wrong with the shirt today? I need to. Didn't help. Hearts. The first in Cobble's 6-novella series lays the groundwork for an interesting tale. The tension is high, and fortunately, readers don't have to wait long before the next installment happens. Sarah Montgomery was engaged to Rand Campbell and was told he was killed fighting in the Civil War. Her father is ill, and her brother encourages Sarah to move on with Ben Crafter, a landowner who can help their family. When Sarah discovers that Rand is not dead after all, and that Ben knew about it, she must decide what is best for herself and her family. I feel betrayal on there. I do. Alright, let's move on to... Oh, wait a minute. So... Oh, I did that. Okay. So let's move on to sci-fi. And... Alright, the first one. These things are heavy. Look at this. Freaking heavy. The Autumn Republic, Brian McClellan. 4 stars. While familiar faces all appear in the final installment of the Power Maze trilogy, it is side characters like Nilla and the laundress turned privileged Tamil's silent companion Kapal who give the story a new depth, letting Nala have her own POV for the first time as she explores her newfound abilities, helps the reader more fully grasp how magic works in this world. With rumors that Tamil was hanged, Tamis and Adamant hunt for the body or the truth, while they also seek to restore some semblance of order to the city of Ardril. Companions Bo and Nyla aid their quest with their abilities as privileged, powerful magic wielders, and all the characters must band together to reform a society torn apart by treason, dark magic, and angry gods. And I do apologize in advance. I usually don't do 3 stars, but this lady has written a lot of books, and I'm pretty sure she has a solid following of fans, and it just happened to show up, so I thought I would do it. Madness in Solidar, Ellie Modesto Jr. It only got 3 stars. Building on the wildly popular Image series with fantastic characterizations of Query and Valletta, Modesto continues to use the Image portfolio with new blood, but it holds promise. Much of the story seems a retelling of the early part of the series. That's probably why. 400 years after Quarry famously helped reshape the lands under Baja and build the famous Image collagen, political machinations have brought their empire to a near ruin. The collagen has been mismanaged by its leaders. Those who have held the position of Matra and Rex Rayan are flawed men with disloyal surrounding him. Young Alistair, one of only Matra strong enough to take over, must deal with subterfuge and plotting while trying to strengthen the collagen. See what happens there. Okay. On to mystery. My favorite section. Let's see if we can do this correctly. I'm thinking about doing this series for the channel. CJ Box, 4.5 stars. Box gets better with each book he writes. Endangered is his best yet. Fear of every parent is realized in this book. Readers will feel Joe Pickett's anguish when he's ordered to let law enforcement handle the investigation. Add in some truly nasty characters who may or may not have inside knowledge of the crime, and the end result is a compelling puzzle. Wyoming game warden Joe Pickett discovers the remains of several endangered game birds when he receives the call every parent dreads. His adopted daughter has been found beaten on the side of the road and is not expected to survive. She is flown by helicopter to a trauma center in Montana and kept in an induced coma so her injured brain can heal. And who's that other guy? Paul Dorian? I think he's also a game warden. Oh. Leaning Tower of Pisa just fell. I really, really like this author. I've been doing their books on the series. If you have not seen, I've done the entire series. Sebastian St. Cyr. He's an investigator. He's a viscount, I believe. And he works with their sort of kind of coroner for 1800, however, meticulous they can be for 1800. And he's got a wife and kids now, and his wife's father is his arch enemy, and they battle it, and he investigates murders each book, and the characters progress each book. I am enjoying the heck out of this series. So please go watch all these videos. Who Buries the Dead? C.S. Harris. This mystery, 4.5 stars. This mystery draws Sebastian St. Cyr and his wife Hero into greater danger than ever before. When plantation owner Stanley Preston is decapitated, it seems a strange but impersonal case for Sebastian. Hero is working on a series of articles about the working poor of London. Before long, she is drawn into the mystery and in danger herself. Then Sebastian realizes his enemy from military days may be behind the killing. From the streets and houses of London to the poor glittering balls of the nobles, Sebastian endlessly seeks the truth before his wife and child are targeted. And I keep saying, and I keep wondering, why Hero doesn't open a school or a housing for some of the poor and try and rehabilitate, try to get them all jobs. Something. Or help fund one of those places. She's doing all these interviews and she's giving them all a couple of pennies. But that's not going to help them for their entire lives. That's not going to help their living conditions or their physical conditions. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. That one and that one. Did we? Oh, we didn't do her. Let's do her. Sorry. I don't like where the speakers are on this computer. I really don't. Hush, hush. Laura Lippman, 4 stars. After a string of remarkable standalone titles, Lippman returns to her beloved Baltimore sleuth Tess Monahan. In her 12th adding, it's a fascinating mix of elements from the single titles, multiple points of view, family dramas, women grappling with life's obstacles, and staples of the long-running series, such as Baltimore Shoutouts, a gang of quick sidekicks, and the prickly but lovable Tess. Tess is much more grounded since she and her partner Crow had a daughter, but she's also on the lookout for steady income. She is not in a position to say no to a case, even when she finds the client repellent. So when her mentor requests her help to protect a woman who was acquitted by reason of insanity of killing her infant daughter 10 years ago, she tries to find some sympathy for the imperious, demanding, ultra-rich Melisandre. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. However, this is another series we've done for this channel, and we've done them all. So please go watch all the videos for this book too. The Edge of Dreams, Molly Murphy. Once again, Bowen brings a solid and entertaining mystery that readers will devour. Molly Murphy is endearing. Her quick wit and sharp mind make her a protagonist to root for. When Molly Murphy Sullivan finds out that her husband Daniel has been receiving notes from a serial killer, she cannot stop thinking about the case as she investigates on her own. Molly finds that the case may be more personal than her husband realized. However, Molly is recovering from an injury she recently received and working on a case for her best friend as well. As the killer sends more threatening notes, time may be running out for the Sullivans to solve this case. Let's see. I like Sid and Gus too. Do you like Sid and Gus? I like those ladies. Very nice ladies. Very nice ladies. You gotta get to know this series. Oh. One will do because she just has the whole page. We've done Miss Fluke. Miss Fluke has shown up in Halloween videos and cozy food videos. She's often in lots of cozy videos. She can be depended upon, like Miss Mears and the other lady, Miss Child and her tea. Double Fudge Brownie Murder, 4 stars. Hannah's love life gains momentum in the latest installment of this long-running mystery series. This series is a mix between cookbook and cozy mystery with plenty of endearing moments. Cookie shop owner Hannah Swanson is off to Las Vegas for her mother's upcoming wedding. While there, Hannah hooks up with an old love interest, Ross Barton. As their romance rekindles, Hannah returns to Lake Eden to face charges of vehicular homicide. Although the judge dismisses her case, someone bludgeons him with his own gavel. Now Hannah's involved in another mystery with several suspects, including the judge's family. Was the judge murdered by a relative or someone involved with her case? Don't know. Alright, let's move on to romantic suspense. Bring on the Dusk. Naked guy on the cover. Ah, 4.5 stars. With the introduction of the Night Stalker series, Buchanan has built a solid reputation for writing top-notch military romance with 2 root 4 characters and a phenomenal attention to technical details. Captain Claudia Jean Casperson has landed an assignment with SOAR's 5th Battalion D Company. She's just arrived to an aircraft carrier in the Gulf of Aden. Michael Gibson, a Delta Force colonel, is on an assignment there as well. And after just one high-octane mission, Claudia and Michael realize there's an intense attraction between them. Neither has ever had a serious relationship before, and with both of them in being in dangerous positions, neither Claudia nor Michael is quite sure what to do about it. Just get on with it. Alright, I had to raid my bookshelves, and there it was. Cindy Gerard, Running Blind. Suspense Maven, Gerard returns 4 stars. With a new chapter in her electrifying One-Eyed Jack series. The thirst for revenge kicks the story off, placing One-Eyed Jack's team in the crosshairs. Meet at a coffee house turns into a nightmare as Eva Salinas Brown, wife of team leader Mike Brown, is hit by sniper fire. As Eva fights for her life, the rest of the team, including new member Rhonda Burns, hunts for answers. With the One-Eyed Jack's focus split, cyber analysis, Rhonda and operative James Cooper are tagged to work on a new security mission, taking them to a secret military facility, and the sexual tension between them grows. Yeah, think. I didn't even look. Alright, Wild Horses, BJ Daniels. There's probably a full page in here someplace. They always do full pages for BJ Daniels. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Wild Horses, 4 stars. The first book of Daniel's new Montana Hamilton series will draw readers with its genuine characters, multiple storylines, and intense conflict set against the beautiful Montana landscape. Wealthy Olivia Hamilton is being blackmailed into silence by who she suspects is the man who took advantage of her and raped her one snowy night. When she confesses her secret to her fiancé cowboy, Cooper Barnett, he is devastated by the news. Cooper's heart is hurting, but when he realizes just how serious the blackmailer is and how much danger Olivia's in, he takes it to the sheriff and begins an investigation. See what happens there. I don't think. I think. Alright, let's move on to contemporary romance. There is Tessa Bailey, Risking It All. 4.5 stars. Bailey's debut for the Crossing the Line series has a powerful narrative and romance plot that has potential to make readers across the globe seriously swoon. Safina Newson will stop at nothing to get retaliation for the murder of her brother as NYPD detective. Her job is strenuous and dangerous, but she has no choice but to go undercover in Brooklyn among the most treacherous gangs of New York. Her life is now on the line, but Bowen Driscoll can help her. He is the heir to a crime operation, and although he's not proud of his choice of his career, his father's in jail and Bowen must tie up some loose ends. He must keep it a secret that he's on Sierra's side. That's going to be hard. And Samantha Chase. Samantha Chase. Return to You. 4 stars. A moving tale of reunion and redemption. The latest installment of Chase's Montgomery Brothers series will please both fans who will love the chance to revisit familiar faces and newcomers alike. Something of the family black sheep, James Montgomery, has worked every day to prove himself, but nothing will fill the void that Selena Ansley left in his heart when she left town 10 years earlier, after an accident left her damaged in a number of ways. Selena can never wanted to return to her old life, but when she is called to plan her high school reunion, she decides to face her past head on. Um Back in the game, Lori Wilde. First in a brand new series, Wilde brings readers to Stardust, Texas, where baseball romance are the name of the game. Looking for a ghostwriter for his book, pitcher, Rhodey Blayton hires Brynine Carlisle for the job. Certain Rhodey has more going for him than his fastball and tight pants. Brianna starts to wonder if being the good girl is all it's cracked up to be. Okay. We thinking about more bedroom extracurricular activities? Alright, paranormal. If you have not seen my steampunk, go watch my steampunk. And the husband has a little side job there too. You can check out his little steampunk video too. Of Silk and Steam, Beckmaster, 4.5 stars. McMaster has this uncanny knack for outdoing herself in each installment of her London steampunk series. In this fifth adventure, the threat of rebellion raises the stakes exponentially, forcing each character to make life-changing decisions. An essential cat-and-mouse game of desire and distress ensues between the two of the most complex characters. When Lady Amelia's father was assassinated, she vowed that she'd avenge his death. Since then, she has consolidated her power with cool, calculated precision. Only one man has managed to see past the facade. Leo Barons, the son of the man who killed Mina's father. From the moment he set eyes on her, Leo knew that there was more to Mina than meets the eye, and he will do anything to uncover her secrets. Interesting. Ah, naked guy on the cover. Naked guy on the cover. And vampires. What else do you want? Vampires never cry wolf. 4.5 stars. Humphreys has outdone herself with his fun tale of opposing attracting when a centuries-old vampire and the future king of the werewolves meet. Have you met John, Claude, and Richard lately? Vampire Sadie Pemberton has taken over running the Cove, a hot New York nightclub. With all the work at the club, she has hardly any time for herself. It even gets tougher when the future king of the werewolves, Killian Bane, decides that the club will be his newest hangout. Sadie isn't pleased, to say the least. The two bump heads whenever they are together, but it quickly comes clear that the conflicts between them are coming out of forbidden but totally undeniable attraction to each other. Okay, if you say so. Um, I didn't even look for this. Oh, it's an anthology. I don't know. Let me look. I don't think so. Wait a minute. Sorry. Let me see if I can do this. I keep getting her mixed up with Amanda Ashley. I have about 20 Amanda Ashleys, and I keep getting Jennifer confused with Amanda. But I don't have this one. I don't have Shifter Mates. I do have these three. And for a woman who writes vampires and werewolves, to find a Regency in the mix. Although, if you think about it, Lindsay Sands does the same thing. She has some Regencies in there too. So we'll just show. These are not the book. It's Shifter Mates. It's an anthology. Oh, I should have looked for. There might be one over there. This anthology combines the two previous ebooks that fall between Ashley Shifter romances Lone Wolf and Feral Heat. Both stories feature broken heroines who prove their mettle. In Lone Wolf, Ellison has been waiting a long time to find a mate. When Maria arrives in Austin's Shifter town, he recognizes that she is broken and vows to give her time to heal. But Maria may surprise him with how strong she really is. In Feral Heat features Denny, who is part feral after being run down by a crime lord. When Jace arrives from Vegas, Shifter town, Denny realizes he may be the one for her. Well, I know it's not the same. It's worth showing. Alright, oh, I forgot a mystery. Let's go back for a second. Wendy Staub. The mystery, the Black Widow. At any given time, there were 4 storylines happening all at once, and yet the author manages to weave them all seamlessly together. Alex Jones is still mourning the loss of her husband and son. She is determined to find a replacement for both and uses an online dating site to find Hispanic men to help her become a mother again. After countless failures, she comes across the profile Ben Duran and is heartened to learn that he has lost a child as well. Oh, so they form a bond over that. I thought there was... I guess not. Okay. So then let's go back to Paranormals. Now, this only got 3 stars. But she's my lady. She's my Arjanu. If you haven't seen the Arjanu videos, go back and watch those too. And hit the like and subscribe with all those. I could use the like, seriously. I think I did about 15 of them before I gave it up. I have them all though. I could go back and finish that at some point, but I do have them all. Even the newest ones. I just bought 3 or 4 of them the other day. The what was it? The Meant to Be an Immortal. Oh, where was I? Oh, yes. The Immortal Who Loved Me. The Immortal Who Loved Me is the 21st entry in the Registry Popular Arjanu series. Oh, this is Basil. Basil, I think is he the bear? I thought Basil was the bear. I guess not. I guess he is a vampire. But there's a bear in their midst at some point. Thrown into a state of shock, Sherry Karn suddenly has come to terms with the existence of vampires. Not only that, but rogue immortals have destroyed her store, and one of the vampires in pursuit of the bad guy is apparently her life mate. Though Sherry has no idea what a life mate is, she's blown away by the intensity of her feelings when she meets Basil Arjanu. But when Sherry stands in danger, Basil is off to the rescue. It becomes clear that these two have more in common than hot chemistry. Where's Marguerite when you need her? Where's the family matchmaker when you need her? Alright. If you're doing the Mercy Thompson series with me, We did them all. Where is she? She right here, above me. Patricia Briggs, up there. This is the other side of it. This is the Omega series. 4.5 stars. The incomparable Briggs is back with the latest installment in her Fantastic and Alpha Omega series, featuring mated werewolves, Charles and Anna. After a longtime human friend, Joseph Sandy calls him, Charles decides to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by taking Anna to Arizona to see about buying her a horse and to visit with his old buddy Joseph. Although Joseph's father is the werewolf pack alpha, Joseph, now elderly, chose to remain human and is now dying of cancer. And Anna and Charles have barely arrived when a magical attack is launched at Joseph's daughter-in-law and grandchildren. It is feared a very powerful and dangerous fae is hunting children in the area. So get Z. Mercy Z to help out. And his kid. His kid to help out. Oh. I saw this. I saw this. Let's see this one. A Vision in Silver. And Bishop. 4.5 stars. Get ready to do the happy dance. It's time to revisit Namid Bishop's extraordinary, gripping world with unforgettable, haunting characters. Change is coming to the continent of Thesa, but whether those changes are for good or ill remains to be seen. Now that the blood prophets have been freed from their imprisonment and virtual slavery, will these troubled girls be able to survive on their own? Blood prophet and Lakeside resident Meg Corbin has had a vision that suggests not, and that she may just need to blaze a trail to lead them forward. Then trouble arrives in the form of a small-town girl when Nathan Wolfgard finds Lieutenant Montgomery's daughter Lizzie alone on a train heading for Lakeside. See what happens there. And our last book. We started doing this one before I got distracted, but we've done a couple. I've done the first couple of books in this series. 4.5 stars. The past can have a nasty way of turning up when you least expect it, and if you are a vampire, that past can be fairly extensive. Merritt and Ethan, when supposedly long dead, vampires resurface with a vengeance. As this tremendous series has developed, the relationship between the major protagonists has evolved. Since receiving a cryptic message from someone claiming to be the deceased vampire Balthazar, Merritt and Ethan have been waiting on pins and needles for the next overture. When it does arrive, Balthazar's glamour power overwhelms Merritt's defenses, truly frightening her. Ethan is suspicious of this sudden resurrection, but it certainly appears Balthazar managed to survive. But his reappearance raises far bigger questions. What does Balthazar want? Another problem brewing is that Navarre House vampires are deeply in debt to a mob organization called the Circle. Let's see what happens there. And that is pretty much the end of Flashback Monday. There is, let's see, where is it? Trying not to. The speakers in this computer are on the floor, and I'm trying not to. Should have wrote it down. They do it at least once. It's gotta be past here. They didn't do it. There's gotta be one. I know I saw it. Alright, wait a second. No, it's gonna be. There's the interview pages. You know, There is no special editing here. Is it after? Nope. You know what? I know it's here. Wait a second here. So we've got April. We've got April if then next week. And my little brother is patiently waiting for me to do cookies. I gave the cookie recipe last week, but I forgot the teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, here it is. So let's see if these have got any stars. We haven't done these in a couple weeks. Alright, let's see. Here you go. Here are your 4. Those are your 4 books. I just had it. Here it is. Seduced by Mr. Right, Pamela Yeh, 4.5 stars. Emilio Moretti has been a recluse since the death of his nephew Luca 2 years ago. The former race car champion even distanced himself from family and friends, and his manager Atwin. Oh, it says May. I could have sworn I had a. Wait a second. I did. Sorry. No editing here. Alright, where was I? Emilio Moretti has been a recluse since the death of his nephew Luca 2 years ago. The former race car champion even distanced himself from family and friends. His manager Atwin hires life coach Charlene Nichols to breathe new life into him. Charlene has her sights on the new VP position at her company and knows landing Emilio as a client will seal the deal. Though she's determined to focus and kept her mind on business, she finds it increasingly difficult to resist Emilio's charms. Aww. Smoky Mountain Nights, Lindsay Evans, 4 stars. Raina Allen manages to get her life back on track after her ex-husband Ian left her to become an actor, but when she sees Ian's divorce attorney Garrison Richards on a train to the same resort, all of her bitter feelings come rushing back. Garrison uses the weekend at the resort to show her a different side of himself. Aww. And the other 2 got 3 stars. So we'll skip those. And I actually found this. Harlequin Presents. We usually don't get too many of those. The Chic Sinful Seduction. Come on. 4.5 stars. Danny Collins, Chic Zach here, is used to being in control until he loses it with his niece's flame-haired nanny, who's gotten under his skin after domineering mother dies. Fern Davenport takes a nasty position in the Middle East on an isolated oasis. She faces fearsome lust for the first time with formidable forbidden desert Chic. Collins' romance is a tantalizing mixture of cultures. There you go. I actually had one. And I found this. And oh, good God. Ah! I didn't even see that one. I don't have it. I didn't know Kelsey Cole did an ebook. Opal Carew, Shayla Black. This only got 2 stars. Sorry. 2 stars. I'm afraid to show it. It only got 2 stars. But it showed up. I'd rather do the other ones. Here we go. We'll just show it. It showed up in the pile of books. But it only got 2 stars. Sorry. I don't feel comfortable. What does this say? Let me see. This book contains lewd language and raunchy scenes set against the backdrop of a rural ranch crawling with cowboys. Okay. Yeah. Sorry I even mentioned it. But, there are some good authors in here. But none of them are pictured. But at one point, I probably had quite a few of these. About 25 years ago. 20 years ago. But anyways. So that's the end of March. We shall move on to April. Did you find any new authors? My child here slept through the whole thing. Oh, we've got to do some more. Are you following my Saturday Regencies? Are you reading Stephanie Lawrence with me? I love Stephanie Lawrence. Oh, look. She opened an eye. They're gonna get a couple more Rugrats. What do you think? We're trying to decide because they need companions. They do. Especially her sister. Her sister needs a playmate, major big time. But these financial times, these situations going, I'm not sure, but we definitely need 2 more. 2 more. I'd like a mother and daughter, or mother and son. I'd like a family relationship. We'll see what happens. Probably won't happen. But anyway, have a good one.